This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodvinetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvinetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvinetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Klima.
Hey, Meryl, how are you?
Good. I don't know why I just started like heavy breathing. I can hear myself. I'm like, shut up. I'm really good.
Everything okay over there?
Yeah. That happens on videos too. I'll like play it back and then I'll hear myself like breathing so loudly. I'm like, ew, go away. But other than that, I'm really good. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. I can't complain.
Good.
I'm going to start off with a very interesting topic.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we've all, at one point or another found something sitting, on the floor, let's say in a store, out parking lot, wherever. Well, a 17-year-old boy, his name is Adrian, found a wallet in a supermarket parking lot. He returned the wallet to the owner. The wallet had $10,000 in it, and
What?
he returned it to her with all $10,000 in there. And then, ironically, was sued by the owner, saying that there's $3,000 missing.
What?
To me, this whole story is just absolutely nuts for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
For one, I don't know, maybe it's me, but if I'm going to steal money out of a wallet, I'm going to take all of the money. I'm not going to just take parts and give it back. And then you kind of wonder, is there something going on with the person trying to, trying to pull a fast one or trying to take advantage of the situation? What do you think, Meryl?
Well, I mean, that's so. Are they suing him for $3,000?
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy. I wonder if there's a way to that's absolutely crazy. And they lost it in the first place, so it's gone. You know what I mean? I feel like that's if you lose your wallet, unfortunately, you're not entitled to. I mean, I don't know what the legal answer is, but to me, even if a dollar is missing to $10,000, that's just bad. That's unfortunate, but you've lost it.
Oh yeah, I mean, when the police were called, even the police said that they have no way of knowing who's telling the truth and who's lying.
Yeah.
So. And what's interesting is that there's something that I kind of pulled off the internet, so I want to kind of read it to everyone to kind of get your perspective. It says here, Adrian can't be sued by the wallet's owner for returning the money. Instead, the owner is likely suing Adrian for damages related to the $10,000 in the wallet. The owner has no legal grounds to sue for the return of the money if it was returned intact, but could potentially sue for the costs incurred due to not having the money, such as bank fees or lost income. Adrian can defend himself by providing evidence that the wallet was returned and the money was intact. This is nuts.
It really is, because it's why would you think, and even let's say that is the truth, if worse comes to worse and that person returned it for some reason but also stole $3,000, then I'm sorry, but then that also that sucks, but that's just the person that found your wallet and returned it. You're lucky that I feel like most people probably wouldn't have returned it at all and just kept going.
Oh, exactly. And people are going to see this story and be like, "Oh, that's an easy fix to this. If I find money in a wallet, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just going to keep the wallet, and then I'll keep the money and I'll destroy the wallet." That's what people are going to do.
exactly. And also, I mean, I'm sure many of us are asking, even if you have the money and so much money, like why on earth would you keep $10,000 of cash on you? Like, unless you are walking physically to the bank to deposit that, just seems like not a very good idea to have that much cash like on your person at any given time.
No, and then the other thing too, what's so crazy about it, Merle, is it costs money to sue someone. So if hypothetically, let's say the person stole 3,000, it's going to cost you more than that to get the 3,000 back. So,
Yeah,
you have to kind of look at it as, what are you really suing for? Because it ain't the money, because you're going to spend more on legal fees.
exactly. You almost have to pretend like that's the reward or like a finder's fee or something is like $3,000, and then just figure, okay. I mean, that's a ton of money, but that's not so much that like if you're that wealthy, you can't just move on with your life and just be like, okay, maybe they took it, maybe they didn't. I'm not going to think about this anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the other thing. Even if, let's say, you can't afford to lose any money, the way I look at it like this is, because there's no way of knowing who's telling the truth and who's lying. If I lost a wallet with 13,000 and I got 10,000 back, I still chalk that up as a win. Yeah, I'm not happy
Yeah,
about losing 3,000, but I still chalk it up as a win. What do you think,
me
Mel?
too. I think so too. I would be like, okay, that's annoying. Can you please give it back to me if you took it? But also, I would just say, I would just understand that's probably such a big amount of money to some people that they would just like, that even if they had to take it, who knows, that, yeah, that's just crazy. It's funny too because I really can say like wholeheartedly if I found that I wouldn't keep it, not because I'm like such a good person, but because I'm like I believe that if you take money like that, I really do believe in karma in that kind of way, and I do believe that like something bad would end up like coming from taking that type of money.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, if I
You know,
found that money, I'd give it back too. Wink, wink. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
yeah. Normally, I would like if it was like I only would do that because I'm scared for myself. It's like a self-centered reason why I wouldn't keep it. It's not like an altruistic reason.
You know what? Hey, you're a very honest person. There's nothing wrong with that.
I know, but it's only because I'm obsessed with my own situation. Like, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the other person. It's just because like I don't want the bad things. I'm like, okay, if you take $3,000 and you put a down payment on a car or something, I just would believe that then like that car might like get into an accident or like I don't know. I just have like weird superstitions in that kind of way.
So now you're making me give the money back if I found it now.
Yeah, now I'm sorry, but we have to give the money back because then I also believe that the universe, not to be so California, but like then I believe that the universe will reward you. Like I really do think. Like I've even heard them say that too. That if you like pick up trash, like obviously not trash that's going to make you sick or something, but if you like throw away garbage and that like is supposed to bring you a lot of good luck because you're helping like clean the world and stuff. So I believe it when it comes to this too. That if you gave it back, I really do think you'll get rewarded.
That's true. That's true. And I think this young man is probably going to get rewarded when he least expected because of this good deed that he did.
Exactly. Oh, and that's true. The possibility that he didn't take anything is getting blamed for this. That's crazy too. Like, which is probably the truth. Like, if he is giving it back in full, and then the things that he gets is getting sued, is like that would make me like really crash out, as the kids say.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we don't know one way or the other, but I don't know. To me, if this kid wanted to spend steal money, he's not giving any of it back. That's just
Right.
personally. If I'm gonna steal 3,000, why not just steal the whole thing?
Exactly. Exactly. And just say, "Oh, here's your wallet." Like, I don't know where the cash was. I'm not sure.
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, interesting.
Well, someone that is giving some money away is Billie Eilish, the singer that we all know and a lot of people love. She donated 11.5 million dollars of proceeds from her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour to support organizations, projects, and voices dedicated to food equity. reducing carbon pollution and combating the climate crisis. And then she made news when she was accepting a Music Innovator Award at, I think it was a Wall Street Journal magazine awards. Yeah, it was an awards for Wall Street Journal. And she was talking with Stephen Colbert, and then she got up and took the mic and then was very brave and saying, like, there's a lot of people here in the room that have more money than me, alluding to the billionaires in the room, which were like Mark Zuckerberg and I think a few others, and just basically saying, like, there's no need to be a billionaire. And then she said, like, give your money away, shorties, which I thought was really cute. And I mean, Billie Eilish is really young. So of course she has that kind of like younger bravado, but I think that's amazing. It got a lot of backlash online just because I think people sometimes feel like, well, you're one to talk, you have lots of money, but it's like a millionaire is a lot different than a billionaire. And she does actively give away a lot of money. Like, she does give away a lot of money, So I think I understand the sentiment of, like, it was almost when like AOC wore a dress to Grammys or somewhere that said like tax the rich or whatever, and people are like, ew, you're one of them too, whatever. But I think there's a definite difference, and it's usually people in that circle don't call each other out. So I feel like it's a really big deal for like a young woman to speak up to like people that are more powerful and rich than her.
Agreed. And the other thing too, and I know some people are going to get mad about me saying this, but a lot of people don't understand how money works. And what I mean by that is, let's say you won $1 million, okay, in a lottery, okay? And you don't have to get it over the years, you get it in one lump sum payment. Well, that $1 million is not $1 million because you're going to pay taxes on it. And the tax on that $1 million is probably going to be somewhere around 40% or more. So let's just say 40%. So now that million just went down to 600,000. Okay. So you're thinking, well, hey, that's still a lot of money. Okay. You want to buy a house. Well, most houses these days for a standard 3-bedroom, 2-bath, depending on where you live, is probably going to be somewhere between 150 and 350, depending on where you live. So more than half your money is already gone.
Yeah.
You want to buy a vehicle. Well, the average vehicle cost is around 50,000 now. So now you just lost 50,000 to a new vehicle, but you don't have no note. Again, you can live comfortably off that for a few years, but let's say you're 40 years old, even 50 years old. How long do you think a couple $100,000 is gonna carry you on? So
yeah,
huge difference between a billionaire and a billionaire. They're not even in the same ballpark. So
exactly.
I really like for what she's saying, because here's the reality. If you have $1 billion free and clear in your account, what is giving up a few $1 million? In all honesty?
I know. And it's like, how many houses and like the answer is a lot. Like, it's like, I want a lot of houses and a lot of cars, but you can have all that and help a lot of people. And also, like, except I do think people can help people in the way that they want. They don't have to like donate to every single thing, because I also think too, I love animals. I feel like if I was to become like a millionaire, that's it. Like, I would probably skew a little bit more towards helping animals than I would like the environment, or who knows. But like, I think people can donate in ways that they want, and we also don't need to put pressure on those with money to like donate exactly the way we want to, like that we see fit. But I mean, this is an actual issue too. Like, the food crisis and the environmental crisis like does affect all of us. So I think that they're saying like, okay, well, if you're taking so much from our system, it's like you should give back to everyone, and like as an overall kind of unit.
I agree. And the reality is that, there's nothing wrong with being human and having compassion for other people. There really isn't. Because when it boils down to it, one day we're all going to die. We're all in that line to go up to heaven, or the opposite, depending on who you are. No, I'm just kidding. But the reality is that when you die, that graveyard plot is the same, regardless of whether you have $1 or $1 billion. There's no difference in the two. So why not show compassion while you're here? And again, I'm not saying go crazy, give away all your money or whatever, but there's nothing wrong with having a heart and helping people who need help. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on LRODTVNetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on LRODTVNetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to LRODTVNetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
I know, especially since like if you can buy like 9 houses outright and help your family and have cars and then have so much more and then just be like living off like even the interest that you make is enough to like replenish itself over and over. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is going to be a fun one here.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure everyone remembers the Louvre Museum heist.
Yep.
A couple things. One, they really need to find them a new occupation because the 4 suspects were arrested. And I'm thinking, wow, that didn't take very long.
Yeah, that was really quick.
Yes, yes. I was looking at a story here. 4 suspects in the Louvre heist have been handed preliminary charges and incarcerated, including 3 believed to be masterminds of the team who forced its way into the museum, leaving with $102 million worth of crown jewels. Paris prosecutor Laurie Bakua noted that apparent closeness of the suspects. 2 of them were convicted in 2015 in the same theft case, and all are based in Paris, northern suburbs. Okay, so that further says that y'all need to find y'all a different hobby there. But I'm shocked that they arrested them so fast. What about you, Meryl?
I mean, normally I would say yes, but the way this whole thing went down with just the fact there was like a ladder above the museum and people were taking videos, I'm like, we can see the ladder. And this whole thing just seems kind of like sloppy and quick to me, even though, it went down really quickly and they were able to get out and like, they were able to do stuff very quickly. It just seems like it was kind of sloppy thinking. It doesn't seem like it was the most precise heist ever. So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, because I mean, when it first happened, it was amazing that they were showing the ladder that went up there. Then there was a video of the person cutting into one of the glasses. I'm like, okay, maybe they know what they're doing. I mean, don't sound too bright there, but hey, maybe they know what they're doing. And then I think there was even a video of the getaway vehicle or whatever. I'm like, yeah, this ain't looking too good for them.
Exactly. But yeah, that has to be like what a roller coaster of emotions they've had in the past few weeks because it's like they probably planned it, they did it, they think they got away with it, and then it's like, nope, you're caught.
Now, the big question is where's the crown jewels that they stole?
I don't know. Remember, there was some that they just like threw on the sidewalk, or that they were like, okay, we don't need this, or they didn't get away with it. Who knows if they like put them somewhere knowing they may get caught, or if there's like another person or entity involved somewhere, or if it's like hidden.
You wonder if there's something else going on involved because one of the things that authorities had pointed out was they bypassed other jewelry and other relics worth way more than what they stole, which is kind of weird when you think about it. It's like, what was so unique about the specific pieces they went after?
Yeah.
Were they? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, like, my inner conspiracy theorist is like, what if the people that work there are also involved a lot? Like, do you believe that even more people are in on it than that were caught?
The sad part is it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because one, they had no fear of doing what they're doing, and the museum was open when they were doing it, and
Yeah.
people were on the floor when doing it as well. So either they got a lot of balls or they're very stupid. I don't know which one of the two, but
Probably a lot. Sometimes those two go hand in hand.
but they left a lot of evidence behind. So maybe they're not the brightest, the sharpest knife in the drawer, I guess.
And that's the whole, because everyone was saying how much it did feel like an Ocean's 11 situation, but it's like you have to not get caught. You have to be so good that your traces are almost invisible.
That is true. That is true. Do you think it's going to spur a lot of copycats?
Yeah. In fact, I saw it, in California. There was some type of heist in a museum that happened. I didn't have enough time to see exactly what it was. But we went to a museum over the weekend, an art museum that had a lot of like gold and sculptures and old ancient art and everything. They had like a few really big ones, like a Monet and a different ones, and they had the security was like off the charts. Like usually there's people standing around, but they were like monitoring every move. They were yelling at us at people for getting too close to the painting. So I feel like word has spread, and they definitely are like doubling down a lot in the museums, at least that I've been to.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. I just figure that they're probably going to be on. You remember that show, America's Dumbest Criminals?
Yeah.
They're probably going to be highlighted on that show for some reason.
I know. I feel like it's going to be them, and then a lot of people from Florida. Like I feel like it's just it's always the criminals that are like, at the gas station they drive away like with the pump still in the car or something, just like so ridiculous.
That's true. That's true. Or I remember watching one story where someone went into a store, paid for something with a check, and then turned around and robbed the store.
Oh
So
my
the
god.
police literally went to their house to arrest them.
Oh. See, that's why like I know my place. Like I'm not smart enough to rob a bank or to understand how to do that, so I just stay here.
Yes, yes. Yeah, they really should spend some time on a new career though.
Definitely. Well, I thought this one was interesting. I'd love to know your thoughts and even your son's thoughts on this. The article was titled, "Are we living through a rap drought? The Billboard charts suggest we are." Now, it's for the first time since 1990, there's no hip hop in the top 40 of the Billboard 100 chart. Um, the last time that happened was the week of February 2nd, 1990, when the top ranking rap song was Biz Marquis' top song, Just a Friend, which I love that song so much. And yeah, there's no rap songs currently on the Hot 100 list. I think SZA and Kendrick Lamar, they had a 13-week Billboard that fell off. And yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. Like, I think I mean, I guess my answer is no. I don't think hip hop is declining. I feel like there's a ton of amazing artists out there. But we just radio and social media and everyone like need help to put the spotlight on them. Like I don't feel like it's that they're not good people out there. I feel like they just need a little push in getting discovered.
Yeah, that's true. I think part of the other problem too is the industry has this real bad habit of copycat. In other words, they see someone
Uh-huh.
that is very popular, their song is doing great, and what they try to do is mimic that person. So you'll basically listen to it, and it's similar to other songs that you've heard. And a lot of the creativity is gone in music. Even rap and hip hop, there was a lot of creativity back in the 90s, even the 2000s, but you
Yeah.
don't see that now. Excuse me.
See, yeah, and I feel like the artists are out there. They just need help being discovered. I think that's like I think when we look at the Billboard 100 and it's like so many pop girls, which I love. Like I love that's kind of like what I really love so much. But it's like the Taylor Swifts and the Sabrina Carpenters and the Tate McRae's, like they all have so much help and money behind them. And I just think we need to like pour a little more into the into the new indie people, the indie rap people.
Yeah, and I think that maybe the record companies aren't doing the best job finding people because there's a lot of incredible talent out there.
Yeah.
Even in the R&B hip hop world, there's a lot of incredible talent that most people have never heard of. Primarily because either A, they don't want anything to do with record companies because of all the negative things associated with it, or they get passed up because, maybe they do have a potential deal on the table, but the record company wants them to kind of change their style. Say, well, we like what you're doing, but this is hot over here, so just do something similar to this. And
Yeah.
I think the creativity is really, really missing from a lot of what's going on out there.
I think you're so right. I feel like this is such a longer topic that we could talk about for it could be its own episode, but I feel like artists
Mhm.
like Doja Cat, and I was really hoping this wouldn't happen to Dochi, but like once the industry kind of gets their hooks in you, I feel like they make people, I don't want to say sell out, but they definitely have a certain path that they want their artists to go down, and all of a sudden they're like, I hate to say it, but I feel like little Nas X and stuff, like, I don't know, all of a sudden you're like dancing with Satan and it just kind of like looks weird. And I feel like these are artists that are truly great musicians, but it's like once a huge label and the music industry gets into them, it turns them into what they want it to be instead of like their natural, talents.
That's sad, but it's so true. It is so true. That's why, sadly enough, a lot of up and coming artists want nothing to do with the music industry. They'd rather just go independent just because they don't want to deal with the nonsense.
Yeah. I also don't like the idea that in order for like hip hop or rap to be on the charts, there has to be some type of like beef between artists too. Because that was
Yeah.
another sentiment that I saw. And of course, beef is fun, we love it, but it's like I feel like a Kendrick or a Drake or whoever deserves to be on the charts just as much, like even if they don't have a beef and like there's not a
Mhm.
diss track or something. So I feel like it's sometimes it needs to be taken more seriously as a genre too, without having to have beef.
I agree with you 100% on that because, when it's all said and done, there's room for everyone to be successful. No one's going to listen to one song over and over again for 20 hours straight. Um, if you
Except
do,
for they not like
there's some other issues going on if you do. But,
yeah.
there's enough room for everyone to be successful. So I think they should really, really kind of open their eyes on what's out there and, you know, and not be so cynical and so ruthless because there's been artists that have said, and this is allegations, we don't know that, they've
Mhm.
had their record company shelf their songs because they want
Oh
to boost another artist.
yeah, and then they get stuck. Yeah, even like JoJo and people like that. There's been people that have been very vocal about saying I couldn't have made a new record because I was like under the record label and I was just stuck there. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. So let's hope things change.
Yeah, and that's one reason I love TikTok because I think a lot of times too, songs that like wouldn't be expected become really popular, or songs recirculate from the '90s and like the new generation finds out stuff. And I think it's a really great tool for like showing the industry what we like.
I agree. I agree 100% on that.
Really fast, did we get any hate from what I said about Britney last week? Were people upset or not really?
You know what? No backlash at all.
Okay. If you didn't listen, don't go back and listen. It was okay. All I'm saying is that Britney's not on the 100 charts. So yeah.
Let's talk about interesting trends. An increasing trend of companies laying off employees and replacing them with AI. Um, this is something I know that we've touched on many times, and now it's starting to become reality. There's an increasing trend of companies laying off employees, with many explicitly citing AI adoption, automation, and strategic shift towards an AI first future as key reasons. Some things to highlight here: there's a growing statistics in the U.S. that over 10,000 job cuts in the first 7 months of 2025 were directly linked to AI, and a single month, September 2025, saw another 7,000 AI-related cuts, reportedly by one outplacement firm. I
Oh my
personally
God.
think that number is low. I could be wrong, but I think that number is low. Some high profile examples of this is Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff stated that AI enabled him to reduce support headcount from 9,000 to 5,000.
Oh,
UPS eliminated 48,000 positions in 2025 using automation, corporate shorthand for AI to improve network efficiency. And Amazon, which everyone knows who they are, leadership has indicated that efficiency gains from using AI extensively help shrinkage its corporate workplace. Wow. What do you
uh,
think about this, Meryl?
I mean, like for my other, when I'm not doing this, I wish I could do this full time. But when I'm not doing this, a lot of my job is going to definitely be replaced. Like I work in podcasting, writing for people and copywriting, and I've already had like maybe three of my long-term clients lovingly pack up and go and just say like, we love you, but we're going to use AI instead. So like I've definitely seen it happen real time. And you know, you think you're not replaceable or people will want humans, but it's like no, they just want like they want to do the work themselves in like 12 minutes. When I, you know, years ago it would take me a really long time to do it. Now it's just like you can put in a transcript and have it done really quickly. So I do think it's sad. And as much as they say like, oh, it's up to us to work with the tools and work with ChatGPT and AI, it just is not fun. And like, I don't know, I feel like AI just or ChatGPT like, gives me a headache, and it kind of makes me feel icky when I'm like using it for too long. So I'm actually trying to like move away from it. And I think, I don't know, it just seems like the two are gonna like butt up against each other, you know, like people using it and workforces wanting like stuff for cheaper and quicker.
Yeah, that's true. And the other thing about using AI, and we've experienced this, is that you have to be careful when using AI because AI can tend to kind of make up stuff along the way. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to me, it's a tool. I don't see it as replacing people. I see it as a tool. Um, are there certain instances where you can replace AI um, for human beings and vice versa? Yeah, I can see those arguments being, but I think it's a dangerous trend because you don't want to go crazy with it because if you're not careful, AI can kind of invent stuff on their own that could be catastrophic to your business too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was reading about some, I think a university or something that had sent out a brochure in that they put like people's faces in it, but really it was like just a picture of like cut off heads. So it was a bunch of like join our students this year, and it was just a picture of like headless students, which I think is amazing. I've even like something that I don't like, which is kind of a cousin of all of this, is luckily none of my jobs have had this, but I've heard more and more about like productivity tools that managers make their people have, where it's like you download it and it's very big brother in the fact that you have it on your computer and it like tracks your mouse and then it tracks your if your
Yeah.
computer like you know, and some I've even heard some of like if you like go dark for longer than 10 minutes, it alerts your management and it will lock your computer. And I'm like, what if you have to just use the bathroom or like take a personal call? And I feel like that is becoming really scary too, just like the monitoring and treating us like not humans, you know, like that, treating people like robots, I feel like is a big issue. And like, I don't now in this point of my life, like I wouldn't take a job like that. That's monitoring your like every move just because that feels so gross.
I agree. I mean, I look at it like this, Meryl. If you need to watch someone that closely, there's one or two things going on. Either one, you're a shitty manager to begin with,
Yeah.
or you don't have the right person in that position. But if you have the time to monitor people like that in your team, what are you doing all day? I mean, you don't have
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah, like I can totally see. I mean, it's a whole different side thing, but I can see the usage of like time tracking tools, but not when it's like, okay, you're away from your computer for longer than 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Like, I think that's going to be like the next kind of epidemic that we're talking about too, because a lot of the work from home stuff now, it's like, okay, you can work from home, but we're going to like look at your screen. Then we'll download so that they can like actively in real time watch what people are doing. And that just seems so weird.
And the interesting thing, and I know I did see this, I got to look it up, but on average, when people work from home, they actually work more hours
Yeah.
than if they were in
Yeah.
an office. So you actually get a lot more productivity out of a person working from home. As crazy as
Yes.
that sounds.
It does. I think it's so cruel to be like, you can't step away from your computer for longer than 5 minutes. Like, what if you need a drink of water or like to let
Hmm.
your pet out or something? And I just think more and more employees and managers have to like fight back the same way that we're fighting back against like AI and hopefully not firing everyone. We also have to, that's not okay either, you know?
Oh yeah, and with a lot of people, and I know there's this big kick about getting everybody back in the office, but there's a lot of companies that see the benefit in having either remote or hybrid workers. And that's one of the biggest things that people ask about now when they're interviewing
Yeah,
about, especially if it's an office job, is it remote, is it hybrid or whatever. That's a huge, huge factor that a lot of people put, on their top three things that they want in a job.
exactly. I'd rather work like 30 freelance jobs than have one job that was like tracking when I'm like taking a drink of water and stuff. So yeah, totally.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I would be miserable in that kind of job.
I just can't. Like, I think once you're past the age of like 8, you don't need to be tracked like you're a robot. But yeah, we'll see. AI will be out of control. Well, that makes me feel like I'm on a roller coaster ride, just like this next story. I thought this was super crazy. A couple saved a girl on a roller coaster after she let out a blood curdling scream when her seatbelt allegedly failed. Um, it was a Missouri couple, Chris and Cassie Evans, said that they were riding the Mamba roller coaster at Worlds of Fun in Kansas City when they heard a scream behind them. And they heard that it was he and his wife looked back and saw that a girl in her seat, the seat belt had become unsecure. And like between her and the bar was a big space, like big enough for her to fall out. So people started holding on to her when the roller coaster was dipping and turning. And thank goodness she was able to, they held her down and the wife pushed her down on her legs and she was able to survive. The Mamba is the tallest ride at the park, and there's an initial drop of 205 feet and it accelerates at 75 miles per hour. So of course, like if she was to fall, she probably wouldn't have made it. And this girl really owes them her life, and sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen against the park, right?
Yes, it is. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This is why I no longer ride roller coasters because, you know, to me, making me feel like I'm about to lose my life or something like that, that's not fun. That's not fun for me.
Exactly. And I also feel like the amount of beefaroni I've been eating, like no couple's about to hold me down on a roller coaster. Like if my seatbelt is popping open, the whole roller coaster is going to go down at this point. So yeah. But don't you hear all the time about people getting stuck on like almost, I feel like daily, the same situation where we're hearing about planes and like just all these weird plane things. It also feels like the amusement parks are going crazy.
Yeah, they are. And the thing is like everybody's trying to outdo a person. What about just
Yeah.
something simple, a little bit of loops or whatever, and a little curse here and there. You just have a good time. Not trying to scare people to death.
I
Uh,
agree. And I think it's awesome of the couple because a lot of people in this society, this state wouldn't help. They would just be like, they wouldn't even like think to, not because they're bad, but just because they're like frozen in fear or something.
yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just think that it's just getting a little bit too crazy because at what point do you stop? You know what I mean? What's the next thing? You're gonna bungee jump from the top of the World Series of the of the Sears Tower? It's called the Willis
Yeah.
Tower. I'm old school. It's still Sears Tower, but
Yeah.
what's next? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, people do all the time too, but yeah, it seems like, especially like I'm not getting stuck upside down on a roller coaster or anything.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the thing. When they get stuck, that little platform they walk on is incredibly, incredibly thin. It's not very wide at all.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I know I would get to like 10 feet and then just slip off.
Well, if you slip off that high, you probably won't remember it.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be gone.
So let me ask you this. If they had this big opening, the world's tallest roller coaster, and we're going to give you $10,000, Merrill, if you ride it, would you ride it?
Whoa. Has it been tested?
I would hope so, but yes, it's been
Uh,
tested.
Okay, yeah, for 10 grand, I do think it depends. And it's not like a fare that just came in. If it's, I do think I would ride it. I would just have to I would take like 19 Xanax and then ride it. I would just be like limp.
But yeah, you know what? That's a good point because those traveling amusement parks are much different than the regular standard amusement parks. Because it seems like the traveling ones, their equipment is like incredibly old and rattly, and it's like
Yeah,
this don't sound very safe.
I know. And the ones that scare me the most too, the ones that like almost don't have a track and then they click in, like, it's like they have a track, then it's like a space, and then they click back together. That's just
Yeah.
crazy. Or ones that like go underwater or something like that's just no. But yeah, I feel like for 10 grand, I would grin and bear it like one time and just really hope for the best.
There you go. I like that. I like that. What about the ones that swing back and forth and then it
Oh
goes
my
up, stops, and it
No.
goes back down?
I probably, honestly, for 10 grand, I probably stupidly would go on it. And then if we got stuck upside down, I would just fall out. I would just release myself like a bat and fall out.
Well, this is a great episode. Hey, Merle, tell everybody what you have coming.
Okay. Well, I promise this show will happen soon. You guys won't have to hear about it. But today you do. November 12th at the La Jolla Comedy Store. It's called The Shindig Show, and I'm hosting, and Tom Arnold is the headliner.
Cool. Well, this has been a lot of fun.
This has been so fun.
Well, everyone, thank you for watching us. Definitely remember to tell people who we are, share. And also, if you have any suggestions, comments, or anything about some of the topics we talk about, come to our social media sites and let us know.
Yeah.
I'm Lawrence Elrod.
I'm Meryl Climo.
Have a great day, everyone.
Hi,
Bye-bye.
guys.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on elrodthenetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on elrodthenetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to elrodthenetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.